All right, this next one is your single game Space Invaders only. A single ROM modification done to this board. So that eliminates all the rest of the ROMs in that first row there. So the socket that the ROM is plugged into is a 28-pin socket. See it hanging over the edge there. That 24-pin socket's new. The 8080 socket is new. And this board had 6 bad RAM. The first thing this board did, however, though, was it had a blue tantalum cap here, and that thing went up like you know those little charcoal snakes people light up for Halloween? That did about the same thing, with the except of growing, but it burned for a good probably 2 or 3 minutes after I powered the board down. So that cap got replaced. And also on all 3 of your boards, I replaced these caps down here and this cap right here. These are just on the voltage lines. It's just smoothing caps rather. And that one is on the video. So it's a coupling cap or decoupling. I can never remember which terminology is used there. At any rate, we have Space Invaders. I will power cycle it real quick so you can see it come up. The reason it's colorized is I'm using this Space Invaders JAMA board from PCB Junkie. So you can see down there, it's got these jumpers on it that you can change it. See those blue jumpers? You can change it from black and white to color, and you can change it from Space Invaders Deluxe, which is the current color scheme, or to Space Invaders. It makes kind of handy for testing these things on a JAMA bench. So let's start a game. This game is not on free play, so you will need to add credits to it. It was missing sounds, which is pretty common for these things. So, that 3900 was bad, and I believe that one was just flat out missing. The volume adjustment pot was bad, so that got replaced. Got new caps in a couple areas. So right there's a new cap, over here's a new cap, over here's a new cap. It also had a bad amplifier, so that the audio, when I did get it working, it was really distorted. You could still adjust the volume level so it wasn't too loud, but it wasn't distorted. And this heatsink I put on there, okay, that's enough of the game interrupting us. The heatsink I put on there with thermal epoxy, so that shouldn't come off. And you know, that IC doesn't get really hot, but they do have heat sinks from factory for a reason. So at least now it's got a heat sink. So that's the end of this one. Oh, not quite the end of this one. So this board here, the main board, was actually marked Space Invaders Deluxe. Now, these boards are pretty much the same throughout the entire series of boards for all of these games. There are a few that are different, but Space Invaders and Space Invaders Deluxe, the main board is the same. It's the game board that's different, this board here. If you really wanted me to pair these two back to the way you had them, I can deconvert this board, put the multi-kit back on this board, and then convert the A main board and put this on there. But you know, it's going to work the same either way. You just need to make sure that whatever Space Invaders board, right, Space Invaders main board you have, you pair with that game board or daughter board. Reason being is the Space Invaders Deluxe boards have a few more inputs. They have the cocktail inputs, and there's a couple other pins over here too. I don't recall what they're for, but I guess that only matters if you're going to run this thing in a cocktail. You could technically use this board on a deluxe and it would sound exactly the same. So if you need any further explanation on that, just let me know. And again, if you want me to change, you know, pair these up correctly, so A to A and B to B, I'll have to deconvert the other board and get that done. So, all right, next video.